Hello, beings of the world, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you might be watching this. So, some of you might have seen that there's kind of a little revolution, a little movement moving through social media at the moment, particularly Instagram, where a group of people have decided to do a kind of like content creation challenge where we show up as authentically and truthfully and painfully truthful, kind of as we can. And really the whole purpose of this, or my understanding of this, is that to kind of break the algorithm, to break this false reality that is created through platforms such as Instagram. Because what we're seeing more and more and more increasingly in the world is people can't tell the difference between what's true and what's false. And obviously the way that the world is going with the rapid acceleration of AI, this is becoming increasingly more dangerous and evident in the world. Like, you just can't really deny that. And so, for people who are conscious and are aware of the truth that we are all the same, that we are all made up of the same atoms and the same cells, and we are all energetic, universal beings at our core, our essence, that's what we all are. It's about learning how to express authentically from here. And I think for a lot of people within, especially the spiritual community, but it could also be other professions, literally any job where you use a platform such as social media, which for most self-employed people you kind of need to sell your products, or to market yourself or your brand or whatever it is. The way in which you show up online to try and engage with other people, to maybe sell courses or products, workshops, sell yourself, whatever it is. Yes, social media can be a really great tool for that and can allow us to, be self-employed or, connect with other like-minded individuals as well. But as we can see, whether you are an influencer, a travel influencer, or a makeup brand influencer, or maybe you're a Reiki practitioner, or a tarot reader, or a body worker, or a therapist, or a personal trainer, whatever it is, we all have the ability to make a difference with what we consciously put on our page. And what we need right now, in what humanity needs, is more truth, is more authenticity, is more expression. Like, there is a sickness moving through the collective's minds and souls, and that is this kind of this false reality of we should be happy all the time, and we should only post and share our life when it's happy and pretty and beautiful, and we should always show up looking our best and most well presented and whatever. And really, like, the people that I connect the most with online are the people who they create when the energy is flowing through them and you feel it, because it's true. Whatever they are streaming through them, whatever they're sharing is truthful. It's streaming through them and they're sharing it at that time because they want to share their truth. And that is how I create too. Like, I cannot force myself to create authentic content, because then it's not authentic if I'm forcing myself to create it. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between feeling resistance to something and having to learn to discipline yourself and to show up even when it's difficult, and forcing yourself to create because you feel like there's this machine that you need to like keep up with. So basically, this kind of, many people are all altering, editing this challenge, but There's an account, a couple accounts that have kind of created a 28-day program for showing up for 28 days, sharing, you know, your wisdom, your stories, your vulnerabilities, whatever it is, in the hopes that it will inspire other people to basically, yeah, not just be online consuming like either very, very unsettling, you know, footage and kind of news coverage that very much affects our nervous system, even if we don't realize it, to then 1 minute you're seeing a beautiful woman run down a beautiful beach in the Philippines and eating like, you know, mango rice or something. It's just like our brains are not built to take in that much stimulation and to be constantly switching between these energies. So if you do want to join, like actually get coached and to join that kind of challenge, the Instagram account is called Eyes In. Him and his partner create amazing content, and you can go on their Instagram, their page, to find the messengers. It's called Messengers. Post and go on there and click on the link and you can join the coaching program. But if you want to just try and kind of do this your own way, which is what I'm attempting to do, then why not? You know, like, it literally really is just about confronting those things that hold you back from getting on a camera and sharing light with the world, whatever that might be to you, because we all have different light that we can share. We all have different seeds, different wisdom that, you know, other people need to hear. So like, you are needed, you know, you're not the same as everyone else. There's only one of you. You have your own mission on this path. So yeah, some of the stuff that I feel like for me with social media that I find like, I don't want to use the word triggering, but just irritating and frustrating. It's like everyone seems to be creating the same thing all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially in the spirituality community, it's like this very hyper trendy new age spirituality way of like selling yourself. And if you don't comply into the boxes of what being spiritual is, then you're not a real spiritual person. And it's just the biggest amount of bullshit I've ever heard of, because you can be spiritual and never done a downward dog in your life. You can be spiritual and, you know, you've lived in your hometown your whole life. Like, spirituality does not matter about the activities you've done, what you've seen. Like, it is your connection with your spirit and how you choose to be present with yourself to what's true for you. You don't have to be reading all these Buddhist texts or whatever. If you break down spirituality, spirit ritual. So the little rituals that you do in your everyday life to stay connected with your own spirit, and if you want to connect with other spirits, that is spirituality. That's it. It's that simple. You can be spiritual when you're washing the dishes. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really not that, it's overcomplicated. And the reason why it's also, you know, overcomplicated as well, and why so many, there's like these, wow, really like appealing, confident, transformational life coaches out there who are selling you all this stuff. And it's like, if you don't do this course, then you're doing a disservice to yourself. If you don't do this course, then you don't really love yourself. If you don't do this course, X, Y, Z. And it's all just feeding this machine, this like machine that is destroying humanity, which is essentially saying to us, we're not good enough as we are. We have to keep ascending and elevating and healing and making ourselves better. When in truth, it's all about acceptance of yourself. You can do the work on yourself, but accept who you are and love who you are with all of your flaws and imperfections, because that's what makes you you. That's what makes us real humans with souls. And we need more of that with the way the world is going. We need more of that because so many people are so disconnected from themselves. They don't know their truth. They don't know what's false, what's true. They don't know how to express themselves. Everyone's just copying each other, hoping that they're getting it right. Fake it till you make it, all that kind of stuff. And like, what does it all matter in the end when, you know, all the trees have burned down and we can no longer grow food from the earth, and there's no worms in the soil, and there's no bees on the flowers? It doesn't fucking matter. We've all just been endlessly consuming on this hamster wheel of consumerism and falsity, fakeness. And like, that's where we're headed. So if you don't know how to connect with yourself, then you're not going to know what's true for you. So yeah, I say very authentically as I pick out aubergine from my teeth. So, you know, this is like, I'm trying to encourage people to make more unfiltered content. Make more content where you're in your spare room with all the stuff and an old painted picture of you when you were like 11 years old that your great aunt did for you. And you're just showing up on the floor with a little upside down bin as my table for my candle and my little crystal. And, you know, I'm just here. I'm just showing up and talking, because we're also programmed to just get the quick hits, the 30 to 60 seconds of fast information that our brains never bloody retain anyway. Like, who are we tricking? The dopamine hits, when like really what we need is to be able to practice patience and to listen and receive. So yeah, how, like, your voice matters, and how can you learn to express your true voice, not the voice or the persona that you've crafted so perfectly for your brand or for your image, or the version of you that the coach that you paid 5K for said to you, girl, you're gonna make 10K in a month. And you might have made 10K in a month, but you sold your goddamn soul to make that 10K, which then you actually only made 5 because you already paid that for the course. Like, I've met so many people who have gone down that route, who have, you know, paid these amazing coaches all this money to transform their life and their business. And all of it is rooted in greed. Like, there is a difference between understanding and wanting and cultivating abundance for yourself, financial safety, you know, prosperity, all of these things. That's beautiful, that's great, and we all have a right to do that. But it kind of draws a line, it goes a little bit extreme when it's like, that is all that matters, and like, work with me and you'll be a millionaire. Because like, the world doesn't need more millionaires, it needs more conscious people creating conscious things and making conscious choices. And don't get me wrong, it would be great if there were many, many more, hundreds, thousands more conscious millionaires. And I'm sure there are some, but the ones that are running this world and creating the system that we live in, they're not conscious. They're the most unconscious people you'll ever meet. And so many people will say, oh, these really the smartest people in the world, these tech leaders, they're the smartest people in the world, yet they're all competing against each other for who will make the most super AI ever. That's not smart. It's all ego driven. None of it is soul. None of it is connection. It's all disconnection. And it is all entirely driven by the ego. We are competing against each other. It's pathetic. Like, it really is. So yeah, this is my first authentic video. I'm pretty authentic anyway, as I'm sure most of you know. I find it very hard to be a false person. I find it very, very hard to filter myself and to, yeah, fit in. I've always felt like an outcast, and I celebrate that, you know. I would rather be myself and have a small circle than be someone I'm not and have many, many friends who, you know, aren't really friends because they don't know the real you. So this is my first little video. I say little video, we're at 15 minutes, but yeah. If this resonates, if you want to see more content like this, then create it yourself, you know? Like, I really encourage people to learn how to show up without selling themselves all the time, you know? Just like share something. We need more connection in the world. We don't need more consumerism. So, yeah, hope this resonates in some way, shape, or form.